All right. I think we're live.
It does say that we are live.
Does it say that we're live?
I was looking for it on Facebook though.
Let's see. Let's check it out. We're trying something new today, as usual.
We're so tech savvy. Oh, I do see us on Facebook now. This is amazing.
I see us both. Okay. Yay.
And it has captions. This is great.
Oh my God. We're amazing. Technology is amazing. We're figuring out technology, even though we're in Mercury retrograde.
We're in retrograde. We're fighting like hell. You know, we're doing the thing. We're being tech savvy during retrograde, and those things don't typically go together. But hey, it's working out. So it's just it's a good day overall.
Yeah. So we are using StreamYard for this. So I believe that I'm able to see comments, but I would love to have you guys start commenting so that I could see. Just say hello. Let us know if you're watching. I'm just trying to see if these will pop up. I don't know. I don't see anyone. So if you're watching, just jump on, say hello. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear how you're doing in this energy. If you guys are checking out Nicole's videos and my weekly videos, you know that we have a lot going on with the energy. We've been in Mercury retrograde. We are in Saturn retrograde. We're in Pluto retrograde. We're in Neptune retrograde. That's a lot of retrogrades. And we even have a couple of like the stars in retrograde too. So it's just like quite a pileup of retrogrades. So like, what does that mean, right? For somebody who has no idea what the hell we're talking about. A lot of times Mercury retrograde, it's only a 3-week period of time, but it can be kind of a challenging period of time. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but retrogrades in general tend to be this energy that asks for us to take a look back on things, to go within, to reflect. And all of the planets bring kind of a different vibe to all of this, right? Like, so Saturn is the taskmaster. So Saturn retrograde comes in and it says, you've got to take a look at your shit. Like, what's coming up for you? You've got to work on your lessons, the things that you came here to work on. So there's a lot of life lesson stuff that comes up, and Saturn can be pretty brutal. It's going to call us out. It's going to say, you've got these bad habits. You're doing these things that aren't serving you. You've got these people in your world that aren't serving you, and you've got to let that shit go. Right. And it's going to make you uncomfortable enough to help you to move. It really is for our highest and best good, but it's not great. So that's just an example of a retrograde, but they bring our stuff up for us.
Yeah. And I don't hate a retrograde. Okay. And this is what I've been saying over my membership. I've been saying, if you're more often than not, like in alignment within your life, you're going to have a lot smoother of a time than people who are out of alignment. Because when you're out of alignment, and if you notice like any specific area of your life right now feels real jacked, that area is the area you can say, oh, that's not in alignment. Because I think what this retrograde is doing, at least for my clients and the people I'm seeing, is it's like, okay, we're getting ready to get rid of some stuff. What are you going to get rid of? You can't just coast through this area of your life anymore. You're going to have to do things differently. You're going to have the hard conversations. You're going to have to be uncomfortable if you're going to come out on the other side. And I've been saying this for a while, is that I feel like on the other side of this retrograde is like this influx of abundance. I really, really do. I feel like there is abundance on the other side of it. It's just getting back in alignment to get through it. And I know about, like, for me personally, and I'm not usually like this in Leo season, but I've been like a hermit. I want to be inside. I'm like in fall mode, even though it's like 95 here still. I just want to be like, with my blanket, curled up in front of a fireplace, watching a comfort show. Like, that's where my energy's been at.
Well, that's so funny. I said in my energy reading last week, like, that energetically it feels like fall. And you're right, because Leo season usually is like that big and out there, and it's end of summer vibes. And like, here we are, and it doesn't quite feel like that end of summer, I'm going to make the most of this energy. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to be social. I'm going to do all the things. And so it's like, there's like this opposing energy happening. Oh, and Kyle is commenting. Hi, Kyle. It's nice to see you on here.
Hi, Kyle.
I love you, Kyle.
If you guys are tuning in, just say hi to us. Let us know where you're watching from. We're here talking about retrograde and all things to get you back in alignment, back feeling good. Like when we talk about alignment, a lot of people are like, what does that even mean? It really just means the areas of your life that feel really good and the areas of your life that don't. And we were just talking about how retrograde brings up and highlights the areas that maybe we're just not, you know, maybe we've been ignoring. Maybe it's a job that's been stacking up, but we haven't said anything to our boss. Like there's all of these things where we're going to feel that pressure internally to do something different. So if you're feeling that pressure, know that this is just getting you on track to something greater. It's getting you on track so you're not just in this discomfort 24/7. And like I said, I kind of like retrogrades in that way, is I think it forces us to like just get clear about a lot of things so we can take really good action.
Yeah, I love what you said about like, if you've been putting the work in, it's not going to impact you in the same ways. Or if we look at this and we say, okay, this is my opportunity to address the things that I need to address so that even future retrogrades are going to feel less intense. It's not going to be this terrible experience that sometimes retrogrades can be. So when we just embrace what's coming up and we allow ourselves to do that, it's setting you up for ease in the future too. And I also find like when we just address it, sometimes it's not as difficult as like it appears to be when we're moving into it, right? When we actually take care of the things that we need to take care of, a lot of times that ends up being easier than we expected it to be anyway. And then we've like cleared the energy. I also feel like there's opportunities in this energy to circle back to some stuff. I felt that so much in this energy. Like, what do we need to circle back to in terms of, well, anything, like what's coming up for us? So like, are there conversations that were left unsaid that we need to go back to, that we need to re-explore? For me, it's been showing up in a lot of ways where it's like, I need to circle back to what was my why when I started to do this work. How was I approaching it? What was the energy that I was approaching it from? Because I was starting to feel like it was moving into a stagnant energy. And so Nicole and I have been like coming back to a lot of that stuff together and revisiting some things and breathing fresh life into it. And it's because we're letting ourselves circle back and come back to that excitement and that light and that fun that we started this work from the beginning. And so that circle back doesn't have to be a bad thing either.
Yeah. And I just want to say hi to Kim and hi to Sharon. Thanks for popping on. If you're watching and you haven't said hi yet, let us know you're here. But I absolutely agree. And the thing about this, like we talk about retrograde, and honestly, like I feel like a lot of times people talk about retrograde in a way of like, it's doom, it's gloom. I like to know it's there, so that when things, if things feel messy, that I can kind of step back and say, okay, it's retrograde. What do I need to learn here? Rather than being a victim to it, rather than being like, oh my God, everything is falling apart. Oh my God, I'm just like, things are really, really uncomfortable for me and it's just not working out. It's almost like an awareness that, okay, if this shows up, then that's what you can expect. And this is what it's doing for you. I really feel like the universe is always doing something for you and not against you. And if you can have that perspective of pulling back and just being the observer of like, okay, what do I need to do different here? And I think like, I've been thinking about this so much in terms of action. Like for me, it's been about what action am I taking? What action am I not taking? Because I think it's easy to coast. I think when we're doing our day-to-day autopilot things, and we've been talking about autopilot a lot, because that's where, like, when we get stuck, usually you're just going through the same day every single day. It's just a repetition. So this is about stepping out of that day to day and really making it fulfilling. Like we want you to have an incredibly fulfilling life, not just get by. We want you to be in a career that you really love, in a relationship that feels really good to you, in a version of yourself that you're like, hell yeah, this is amazing. Like this is what I want for me. And so when we're talking about retrograde, this is what it's like, clearing all of that other stuff away to make room for those things. So we also have to just honor and respect what the universe is showing us and highlighting for us and reflecting for us. Now, I will say that I've had so many people message me this week and be like, I feel like I'm floating. I feel like I'm not even in body this week. So this is just your daily reminder that if you feel floaty and super unfocused, you need to ground your energy. You need to go put your feet on the earth. You need to go outside in nature, whatever it is you do to ground, but that's going to help you balance some of this energy where you just feel like you're floating in space. So I'm curious if anybody else feels that way, but I got like 3 text messages yesterday alone that was like, what is this? What is going on in the cosmos? Because I'm really uncomfortable and I feel like I can't stay in my body.
What I love about the people that we work with is like they either have an understanding of energy or they're open to understanding energy, because like when you're open to it, you start to pay attention, like, oh, this is happening. And you start to just have a better understanding about like how you're responding to the cosmos around you, to this energy around you. And when you start to understand that, I feel like it's like so empowering, right? And then it isn't like, oh my gosh, like I feel so anxious or I feel so floaty or whatever. Then it's like, okay, what do I need? What does my energy field need to balance itself out? Because certainly the past few years, like the light that has been flowing to all of us, like all of these solar flares, the Schumann resonance, all of this stuff that's like impacting us, these electromagnetic storms, all of this is impacting us. We need to have an understanding of that. We need to take a step back and go, oh, I'm influenced by the energy. And then to just start to acknowledge what we need, whether it's like that grounding or like just the acknowledgement of it in that moment is important. Like I was driving today and I damn near left my body. I still don't know. I have to check and see like what the solar flares and what that energetic weather looks like for today, because holy moly, I don't even know what that was, but I was like, oh no, you need to stay in your body because you are driving, ma'am. And so I had to like breathe a little bit and think about that grounding and think about consciously choosing to stay present, because yeah, I don't know what that was.
Yeah, the energy has been really interesting and I think really different than a lot of other retrogrades. So it is something to be mindful of. And again, like this is just your time to observe. And I think one of the cool things, like we're talking about reflection, but I think that this retrograde can also be like beautiful for clearing. And I think it's getting rid of a lot of things. And so maybe that is some things you weren't ready to get rid of. Maybe that is some things that feel hard to get rid of. And one of the things I'm super, super excited about, especially if you're like, I'm struggling to just release the past or to get over something or to change my thoughts. Like I'm really struggling with this. Christy and I have a retreat coming up in October. So October 4th through the 6th. And we're going to help you clear that energy. Like there's one thing that I'm really excited about, and it's the ability to just create space inside of your person for better energy. So, that's in Orlando. I think I said the dates. October. I'm leaving my body now, I guess. October, perfect example. October 4th through the 6th. So we'll be getting rid of old energy, really getting you into a healing energy, getting you feeling light and free. We're going to amplify and just like 10x your confidence. We're going to help you create a life and learn manifestation at an entirely different level and at an embodiment level. And today we have a surprise for you.
Yeah, so we are so excited because we want for you guys to be able to be here, because this is, we both do this one-on-one work with people, but number one, to have the two of us together doing this work, but number two, to be able to do this work and to like take a deep dive into the work where we're taking a couple of days to really focus on this, to really focus on clearing the energy, managing the energy, working through the stuff, teaching you how to reconnect with your magic. So we have all of that, and we really want you guys to be there. And so we are going to be offering an exclusive discount just for this weekend. So it's a little bit of a flash sale.
It's a flash sale.
It's a flash
sale. And so we're giving you a discount of $500 off if you use the code weekend. It's all capitals, and that will be until Sunday at midnight. We will not be doing this again. So if you are like, I need a little boost, and especially if you're a Florida resident, that makes this like insanely affordable. So, you know, there's so many options to join. There's options to join with a friend. That gives you a massive discount. So everything is $500 off until Sunday night. So we hope that you grab a friend and come, because we want to help you process this time, get rid of the past, step into who you're meant to be. And we believe like so strongly that people just simply don't have time to sit and do this stuff. They don't have time to sit and do this work. Sure, you can go to therapy, you can spend thousands, you can spend years, but if you have 2 days just to focus on you, just to focus on clearing out and gain that insane momentum that happens from spending 2 full days on yourself, on your heart, with your energy, with experts who have spent a combined 40 years helping people step into their power, this is your opportunity. I just feel like if you feel called in your heart to come, this is the time to say yes to yourself, and we want you to be there.
Yeah, it was the last time that we did this, it was such a powerful experience. And this is really, you guys can make this what you want it to be. So the $500 off is, you can join us and you can stay in the house with us. And by the way, if you look at the link, we'll share that after this. It's absolutely beautiful, this house, right? So you can stay in the house and everything is included except for dinner the first night. So all of your meals, your stay, the whole experience is all in one price. And then we also have the option, because I know like last time we had somebody come who was actually from my area where I live from and came out, and she just preferred, because some people are super sensitive to energy and need that extra space, she preferred to stay elsewhere. So she bought because we have an option of you being able to just be in attendance for the event as well. So she bought that and then took care of her, stayed somewhere else and took care of all of that. So you have options here, and it's all about like what is going to be the best fit for you. And we want it to be the best fit for you, but it's $500 off all of the things.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's like, and the other thing too, is we have payment plans and options on the website. And if you have questions, make sure to message us, but we want this to be the most incredible experience. We want it to be a core memory for you of like, oh, that's when I changed my life. That's when I took my power back. That's when I understood energy and my power to create a life that I really, really want. That's when I understood how to take my business to the next level. That's when I understood how to like make money. Like, we will be doing the inner work. And let me tell you, when you do the inner work, you will start to see massive shifts in your outer environment. So if you're somebody like we were talking at the beginning who felt like stuck on autopilot, or you're coasting through things that are really uncomfortable, or you're really hung up on the past, and you just don't have time, this is a perfect opportunity to just say, you know what, I'm going to take this time for me so that I can heal and then show back up into my life, into my career, into my business, into my role as a parent, a whole better version of myself. Because I'm telling you, that has such a trickle down effect, especially with your kids, with your friends, with your family, and with your employees.
Right. It's about making that commitment to yourself too. And I think that even just the action of doing that begins to change the energy. And so by taking the action, I think that you are already starting to create change for yourself in your life before we even get to the retreat. So that's a powerful thing. And then you add on to it the work that you're doing there and the changes that you're making. We're going to see so many changes in you. You're going to see so many changes in your life. We've been saying like change your life in a weekend, and that's what we had happen last time. And for so many people, and I know that we have that happening for you guys. So we would love to have you there.
And I think like, I just want to point out that there were people there last time who would have never traditionally come, who just felt it in their gut. And
oh no, where'd she go? Tech issues with so I forgot to mention that during Mercury retrograde, we sometimes have tech issues. Nicole, where'd you go? All right, well, I don't know if she's jumping back in. I don't know how to make her jump back in. So I'm going to say goodbye for now, but we would love to have you guys. I'm going to post the link right now so that you can check that out, see if that's the right fit for you. But we would love to have you meet us there. I heard that the weather in Orlando in October is like just kind of like that perfect temperature too. So yeah, we'd love to see you there. All right, take care, guys. Bye.